Gotta be careful to keep your knives put away. Don't want to burst an inflatable raft in the sea. Let's see. Okay, so like when you're in the sea, your main source of kind of food will always probably be what's in the sea, which is going to be fish quite often. You know, they're a great source of protein, but they don't have that much fat, and they are not a source of carbs. But you know, they're a great source of protein, great source of food. An advantage on my boat is that underneath it, it's a dark colour. For some reason, fish do seem to like the shadows created by dark surfaces on the top of the water. Whether it's because they like it out of curiosity or they feel like it provides them safety, who knows. To catch them, you can put like jewellery on a line. I've used a can lid and used that to help catch them, because you know they are attracted to shiny objects, and we'll see what happens. You can use like a piece on you can also use pieces from a smartphone if need be. You can do whatever. Now when I do, if I do get a fish on the end of the line, I'll quickly jerk it and get that can lid stuck inside their mouth, and then I'll be able to pull it out of the water and much more safely. You know, whilst using the can lid, isn't going to be as useful as say using like a fishing hook. I'd know that a can lid is very much unlikely to burst my boat, whereas a fishing hook could easily burst my boat, so it's not the worst thing in the world. You know, the boat is way more important than food. Now it's better to fish during the day when it's warm, because I feel like you can be more active. But at night, if you can use a light, you can definitely attract more fish to your bait. You could also try spearfishing. I could essentially just strap my penknife on my. You can also try spearfishing. I can always put my multi-tool Swiss Army knife on the end of a pole, but they are floating poles, so I don't see how that's ever really going to jab into a fish. Now, eating fish has a serious downside for just survival. Whilst they are full of protein, protein does require extra water. So yeah, basically, yeah, fish has a serious downside to any kind of survival task. You know, they are full of protein, which is a massive plus, but protein requires a lot of extra water just to flush out the byproducts of digestion. It's better to get carbs, but you know, eating protein, eating in general, will force you to kind of get dehydrated faster than, say, if you was eating carbs. But you know, there's not many carbs out in the sea, unfortunately. There is seaweed, but you can only have so much, as it is hard to digest, and it is, you know, covered in salt as well, and you can never really get rid of the salt content inside it. You know, fish are not just food, they're also liquid and water. Like, you know, in their flesh, their eyes and their spine, there's water. You can extract the liquid by breaking open the vertebrae and sucking it out. But you know, it's better having fats and sugar in survival, but I don't have any on me. Well, you can drink the blood of a fish, you know, but the blood of saltwater fish is a lot more saltier than freshwater fish. So it might be you could drink the blood out of a fish, but the salt content in a saltwater fish is a lot higher than the salt content in a kind of freshwater fish. So it's probably advised to not do it. So you should never really drink the salt of a freshwater fish, or you should never drink the salt of a saltwater fish. You know, if you can find a bird or a turtle, give it a go. Yeah, the meat of a turtle is very good. Birds are great sources of food, and they contain, you know, quite a bit of liquid in them. And also, you can save any bits you don't use for bait, which is going to make fishing so much easier. You know, waste not, want not. You have to be a scavenger in every way you can. Like with seaweed, you should really be boiling it first, but with out here on a floatable raft, there's no chance of boiling seaweed. If you're on an island, yes, you can try to boil it, but not out here. Now, there are some kind of major safety. Now, there are a lot. Britain, our islands is covered and surrounded. Well, Britain, the British Isles, obviously in the name, are islands, and they are surrounded by water. Unfortunately, based on like kind of coastline fatalities, the RNLI, which do a great job, have said that in the past year, I think 162 people have died at the seas around the coastline of Britain. It's the highest it's been in the last, I think, 5 years. This is back in 2016. It's the highest in the last 5 years, with adult men constituting 74%, and about in between 74%, with adult men constituting in between 74 and 77% of all the kind of deaths. Now, this time last year in August, 5 men were pulled dead from the sea at Canberra Sands, you know, and a 6th person was thought to be missing, you know. They're most likely dead as well, you know. The number of people that died in 2013 on the coastline is the highest it's ever been as well, and then it was beaten again in 2000. Well, shouldn't really say beaten, but it was unfortunately increased in 2016. Now, more people die in Britain at the coasts than they do die in cycling accidents, so you really got to be careful when you're out here. Now, a lot of things that contribute to a lot of things that contribute to deaths out here, stuff like cold water shock, rip currents, rip tides, you might know it as, fatigue in the water. You know, you get hit by the cold shock, you panic, you start breathing much too fast, and then, you know, you start taking in water, your body seizes up, you end up drowning, you know. The water, it's full of hidden dangers. You know, in the water, it's so different to land. You know, on land, you're safe. In water, you go inside the water, there's no oxygen, there's no air, you will die. Within like a few minutes of being like underneath it. Literally, like back this time last year, 6 people died in the space of 24 hours in complete different tragedies. This time last year, 6 people died in the space of 24 hours in like different tragedies around of Britain on the coastline. This is back on the 22nd of August 2016. Even so, like last month in July, 2 part-time sailors did drown over in Donegal. You know, they're used to the sea, but some unexpected rough conditions unfortunately took their lives. You know, they were good conditions when they went out, but they got worse as the evening went on. So you really got to be careful about what you're doing. You got to have your safety equipment with you. You got to have your head screwed on. But a lot of the time, if it gets worse to a point, there's not a lot you can do.